You're recording. I'm gonna assume it is. How do I look?
You look great.
Do I look comfy?
Yes.
I don't look fat, right?
No!
Okay.
Okay.
So, hello. My name is J. Tanner Trigg, and I will be talking to you guys about the context of the time during Reconstruction and what was going on when that was happening. Oh, I got stuff in my throat.
You need some water?
Okay.
Okay.
So Abraham Lincoln.
Did you just speak it
No,
out?
stop. Abraham Lincoln. After the Civil War ended, Abraham Lincoln was like, I need to help the African American population assimilate into America to become functional members of society. So Abraham Lincoln was like, yo, let's make a plan of Reconstruction. So he makes his plan and proposes it, and literally everybody loves it. Everybody's like, whoa, Abraham Lincoln is the shit. We love him. And literally like some odd amount of time later, this guy named John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, a Southern Democrat, was like, I fucking hate Lincoln. And he killed him. He didn't kill him right away, but like I was just trying to watch a movie. Like,
It wasn't a movie, but okay.
it was an opera. Was it an opera? I don't know. He was watching something with his wife,
Yep.
but he was like, bam, and he died. So then his vice president, Andrew Fuckhead Johnson, came in, and he was like, hey man, I'm a Democrat. I hate blacks. Let's get this shit started. So Andrew Johnson was like, I don't like Abraham Lincoln's plan for Reconstruction. So he literally was like, screw that. And what the plan that Abraham Lincoln was going to do was he was going to give all this land that the Union had won from the South during the Civil War and give it to former slaves as like reparations for like being, slaves. And Johnson was like, screw that. So Johnson literally gave that land that the Union took back to the people that owned it before. So Congress was dominated by the Republican Party. And the Republicans were like, yo, we gotta really help these people. So they passed this bill called the Civil Rights Bill. And this bill gave African Americans the ability to vote and have equal rights. Was that the bill? It may have been an amendment to the Constitution. I don't know, but Congress was like, we're just going to do all this stuff. And what ended up happening was Congress, along with these people called the Freedmen's Bureau, they were helping out black people, and they were like, man, we got to help these people get back into the American society. And like all in all, what happened was like black people got to vote. They had equal rights under law. They were recognized American citizens all through this bill of civil rights and through amendments made to the Constitution. So Johnson's impeached. Congress is getting shit done. Black people are like throwing parades. They're enjoying their time as U.S. citizens. And then all of a sudden, all of the Southern Democrats were like, we can't have this. We hate black people. We hate Republicans. Get them out. So literally, they came up with the KKK, and all the Southern Democrats literally like started beating up people who were Republicans, killing them, driving them out to the point where they left the South. and then the South ended up taking over the South. The South ended up taking over the South. The Southern Democrats took over the South because they intimidated people so much that they wouldn't come out to vote. So Democrats had people in power, and all the black people were like, "We gotta get out of here." So they went back up north. So, and then that was it. Like, it was just this brief, like, pretty much a 10-year span from the end of the Civil War to about 1977, 79, late 70s, that, like, in between that little deal, black people were like, freak yes. And then after that, all the Southern Democrats and KKK members were like, boo. And that's what was going on during that time. Thank you.
Who's all gonna see this?
Everyone in our class.
Who's in your class? Who is it? The little boy, not a big boy.
Okay. Hi, I'm Whitney. I'm talking about the positions of African Americans in politics. So, basically, once black people, once they had the in, they took it. They were like 2,000 African Americans that took position in office. You have Haram Revels. You have Blanche. Now I have to find his name. Hold on, I have it. Blanche Bruce, and Edward Brooke, and those were just three of the guys who were at the top of the game. You have African Americans in Senate, you have African Americans from in the local regions, and two of the states that have the longest political running is South Carolina and Louisiana. South Carolina is the longest. If you look back at it, they have the longest history of political history. Anyways, so yeah, they were I have my notes right here for me. 16 African Americans served in Congress during the Reconstruction period, and more than 600 were elected for legislation. And so once Andrew Johnson got the fuck out of there, all of them were you know what? We got this. We're gonna run shit now. And they just kept going in, and they have their end.